Okay, guys, so we are going to take a little bit of a change from the quadratic unit into a new unit, and this is going to be a rather short one, but we refer to it as dimensional analysis. And dimensional analysis, you can see right here on the screen, is a problem-solving method that uses the fact that any number or expression can be multiplied by 1 without changing its value. It's a little bit confusing, but the biggest thing, guys, with dimensional analysis is all we're really doing. Oh, hold on, let me change my pen size there. Is we are converting measurements. I think that's supposed to be an M. There we go. So, in order to convert measurements, and measurements, when we say that, is length, weight, volume, anything of that sort. And you'll see kind of in just a second what exactly I'm talking about. But in order to do that, we have to compare unit rates, which is a comparison of two measurements in which one of the terms has a value of 1. And then the two systems that we are going to be converting between is the English system and the metric system. Now, the English system is the one that the United States uses, and we are going to measure things in feet, pounds, and seconds, or those are the basic units. So feet is going to measure length, pounds is weight, and seconds is time. And then we have the metric system, which is a system of measurement in which the basic units are used. In this system, the ratios between units of measurement are multiples of 10. So that's the one that kind of the rest of the, I think it's like 96 or 97% of the rest of the world uses the metric system. And it's a little bit easier than the English system, but the English system is the one that we do use in the United States, so it's going to be beneficial for us to use. And that's the one that we are going to focus on at first. So if you need to pause the screen, please get all these vocabulary words down. They're going to be important as we move forward. So these are the English measurements, the basic ones for the English system. Now, I've attached a PDF, so I hope you guys will at least save that, pull it up into another tab so you can sit there and click back and forth as you work on the Google form that you have at the end of this and as we work through our examples. But 12 inches equals a foot, 3 feet a yard, 5,280 feet equals a mile, and so forth. So you have the length, you got weight, and you have capacity or volume. And so you can sit there and go through those charts. Now, what it means is 4 quarts is equal to 1 gallon. So in other words, if we're looking at that one, 4 quarts is equal to, and we're going to use a line, 1 gallon. So that's how we're going to compare. And so just like another example up here, we would have 12 inches equals 1 foot. And so that's how you're kind of going to write it. And if you will notice, we have 12 over 1 and we have 4 over 1. So if we go back, that is what that unit rate is, a comparison of two measurements in which one of the terms has a value of 1. So all of them, if you will notice, all have a value of 1. So if we're looking at teaspoons to tablespoons, it's 3 to 1, 16 tablespoons to 1 cup, 16 to 1, 8 ounces to 1 cup, 8 to 1, and so forth. So everything is in reference to at least a 1. Now, what can I do in this situation? So this is kind of a quick review just to kind of get your minds working in the direction that we're going to be going to. So if I told you guys to solve this, some people remember how to multiply fractions. They might just multiply across. So if they multiply across, you're going to get 1 times 2, and then you're going to get 2 times 7, which is 2 over 14. Now, 2 over 14 will reduce to 1/7. And so that's going to be your answer. But there's an easier way to actually get there, and that's why I wrote think cancel. So if we look at this again, we have a 2 on the bottom, and we have a 2 on the top. So since we have 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom, what that means is that we can cancel those terms because it's basically the same thing over itself. And so those are always going to reduce, which leaves us 1 and 1. So now if we multiply across, we get that 1/7. So we're still going to get the same answer. It's just a little bit easier and it's a little bit faster. And so that is important because of where we are going, because we're going to be dealing with fractions or rates every single time as we convert between measurement to measurement. Now, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, but please go ahead and write it down. I'm going to do the examples on a separate one because if not, this video might get a little bit too lengthy. But please go ahead and write this one down, and then I will show you exactly what we're getting into the next video.